The market basically tells you exactly where it's going every morning before open, and you just don't know how to read it. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about draw on liquidity. How do you know where the market's going to go before it goes there? We're going to start with liquidity pools. Buy side, sell side liquidity. These are pretty simple to find. I'll show you some chart examples. As you can see, here's a prominent low, which means there's sell side liquidity resting underneath this because people's stop loss is underneath this low. So this would be something that we want to come sweep out here and then continue higher. This is a perfect example right off rip. We sweep out the sell side here and then long that shit basically. And here's an example of buy side liquidity. As you can see, there's another prominent high with stops resting above this high, right? So what do we want to do? We're going to come up here, sweep it out on this candle right here, and then we're going to go short off of that. As you can see, we dump 1,000,000 points. The next concept I want to talk about is low resistance liquidity, also known as trendline liquidity. They can be used interchangeably. This is basically, if you see a straight line, a trend line, price is going to want to take out all of those resting highs or lows, whatever it looks like, and I'll show you an example right now. Right here's an example. Get our trend line here. All of this liquidity here is just begging to get taken out, and then as you can see, it all gets taken out in one big dump. The next concept is something you're all probably familiar with, high time frame fair value gaps or imbalances as you draw on liquidity. One example would be a short right here, targeting this low inside of this bullish fair value gap. As you can see, we sweep out the low inside the gap and then continue higher. And then the way that I like to think about it is you're telling a story pre-market. Every single possible scenario that could happen, that's what we want to know about. So we could push higher into this bearish fair value gap and then dump off of that. Or we could inverse this bearish fair value gap and then we're going to continue higher. You want to be able to tell a story about every single possible outcome. Now I'm going to walk you through exactly how I would find my draw on liquidity on a day like this day. So first thing I see that's very obvious, we have bearish fair value gaps right here. I don't want to long today. I already know that coming off of this. We're also rejecting out of this bullish fair value gap on the 4 hour. And remember, higher time frame holds more power. We always want to start in the 4 hour and then work our way down to the time frames. So next we're going to scale down to the 1 hour. As you can see, there's a pretty prominent high here that we just swept out inside of this hourly gap. We could be looking for shorts off of that, targeting this low inside of this hourly gap maybe. We're going to have to wait and see. Then we're going to scale down to the 15-minute. We get nothing here. Scale down to the 5. We are rejecting off of this bullish 5-minute gap and this 5-minute gap. And we just inverse this 5-minute bearish gap. The next thing I'm noticing is all of this trendline liquidity resting lower. This trendline is just begging to get taken out. Alright, now let's see what happens. And we push lower. Just like I said, we start to reject off of this gap. I would not have taken it long here, anything into this. I probably would have entered on this short here, which would have been the correct play. And just like that, that's everything you need to know about draw on liquidity, how to know where the market's going to go, and how to set yourself up for success during New York AM. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, follow for more. I'm going to be posting YouTube videos every single week.